Hi, Prakash here. Recently, I was having conversations with a few CEOs and managing directors of several organizations, specifically pertaining to the lockdown and the COVID situation. I was, in one way, amazed to find that some of them had crystal clear clarity in managing costs, bouncing back from the situation, and all that. Yet, there was one gap that I felt that emerged from the entire transaction, which I wanted to maybe share through this video. Each of the business that you are in has a value chain which flows from up to the end, which means you are not alone in this business. Everything that affects you equally affects everyone else in the value chain. If your prices go up, so is true for people who are supplying to you, and so is true for those who are supplying to them, and so is true for those to whom you are supplying, and finally to the customers who are buying it too. In the new normal that is emerging, and with the rising cost to ensure that the post-COVID lockdown situation, social distancing and certain norms are to be maintained, it is but imperative that the entire value chain actually changes into a new normal. Please do not lament that I am only affected. Instead of saying it is affecting, just rephrase the words to say that the entire equation has now changed. Instead of focusing on immediate cost cutting and bumping up the sales, which is quite normal for any CEO, MD or business owner to do, also look at traveling the value chain up and down to find out where are the areas actually your suppliers and their suppliers, in turn their suppliers, or your immediate buyers or their buyers, or your actual end customer, how are they actually all affected? Because this is a time for proactive leadership where you can take a position in your business where you can literally become pioneers. You can take a pole position which nobody else has taken, irrespective of there are roughly about 40 to 45 major verticals that businesses run under. Based on whatever work I have done and the books I have written and the research that I have gone through, this is something I have seen. But all of them have one thing in common. The value chain does not begin and end with you. There is a huge value chain, backward and forward integration as we call. And the longer you travel up and down the value chain, the more you understand what is actually defining the problem for all of them. You will actually be able to integrate a solution which just does not solve your business problem alone. It solves the business problem of many people. You may be wondering, why should I go and do this to other businesses while my own businesses or my own business is going through a tough patch. It's like a farmer who is sowing corn seeds. If your corn seeds have to grow up well, you have to ensure that the neighboring fields which grow corn, from where the cross pollination happens and makes your corn to grow well, has to also be using the right seeds and the right fertilizer, right water, whatever to ensure that your seeds grow well into better corn and produce good output. The same is true when the value chain that you are attached to, people up and down the line do not know how to handle their business issues and challenges. That is bound to affect you. Ensure that some of the routine issues are done and dusted and handed over to your next level of leadership. And you start focusing at a business leader or as a business owner or as an MD or as a CEO in looking at how you can lead from the front the complete value chain, at least to the extent it matters. Whether it is managing the produce, managing the season, managing the crops, managing the equipments, managing the purchase, the entire industry which is up and down your value chain is going to be affected, and you taking a pole position and ensuring that you lead from the front will make a huge difference to you, and it will define what you are as a leader going forward. This is up for grabs for all those who are in all kind of industries. Who is going to take the pole position and lead from the front in defining the new normal? There is a huge void, huge vacuum waiting for to be filled up. Will you be able to lead there? That will define whether you can survive the onslaught, stabilize, and surge ahead. Please think about it. There is a huge vacuum of leadership that is there in each industry which is calling for help, which is calling for leadership. Go ahead and grab it. I wish you the very best. Thank you.